Good morning. Today is April 7th. It's about 65 degrees out here. So since it's nice and cool, I decided to do some work outside. So I am moving the last of our chip drop wood chips into this trailer to take over to the food forest. I was going to do just a little bit like here, and then drive it over and put this around a few of the guilds, and then tomorrow come and get some more. But I think I'm just going to break it down into daily tasks. So today will just be shoveling only. So I'll spend this morning getting as much of this wood mulch onto the trailer. That'll also give me an opportunity to put together the other two planters that I have. I'm going to put our blueberries in these, and then I'll have another one. I've got 3 blueberries and I've got 4 planters. So I'm probably going to use that other planter for some of those really spreadable herbs like mint. Okay, well, it's me and this shovel. But this is the manual labor of homesteading. What it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. It's a lot of shoveling and hauling and digging. In the greenhouse, I can't wait to get over here and straighten this stuff out. I keep noticing that these things keep getting pushed out. I'm assuming it's because of the wind and they don't have anything in them. So, alright, a couple things I want to tend to. Looking at these blueberries that have berries all over them. I want to water our plants out here. Man, you guys dry out really quickly in here. So we definitely want to be doing some transplanting. Okay, our moringa is looking okay. Let's look. Okay, everything else is looking pretty good. I feel like this artichoke keeps getting kind of buried. So I definitely want to come out here and get this soil watered in some more, because we dispersed our beneficial nematodes and they like a moist soil. This over here is looking better soil wise, this row. Okay, I think we're okay. Here. Peppers are looking good. Onions are coming up over here. Cucumbers looking really good. I think this might be powdery mildew trying to come on here. You can get in here and treat that early. Tomatoes are looking good over here. Peas, not so much. They're still pretty light. Strawberries are looking great. So, pretty good assessment. I'm going to get to watering things in. And then I'm at least going to open this box of our solar-powered fans that we got. It's reading 92 degrees in here. So let's get some airflow going. I bought 2 of these solar power fans, and that is a solar panel up there that I usually use to bring out my power box and power anything I want out here. But it just occurred to me I can get solar power fans. I don't necessarily have to get a solar power system for the greenhouse when all I really want out here are just kind of fans and the lights. So I can replace those lights with solar power ones. But anyway, I hope I have enough line, because what I want to do is hang that panel there and then put one of the fans here and then do the same thing on that end. So I am going to try to get that done now. Got the first panel up. I just slid it right behind that bar. It's got more than enough line to reach the fan here. And I'm thinking just setting up a cross breeze. I really do want this one over there. I just got so much junk over there, but that's what we'll do. And then the other one I'll have coming from that corner. But I plugged it up. The panel plugs directly into here, and it's charging. It's just at about 100%. And let's see where we're gonna place this. Put this over here for now. For my hands there. See what that feels like. Oh, that feels nice. That feels nice. You know, I'm actually gonna put it on the ground because, and I'll just pump it, like face it upwards. Because this greenhouse is pretty large, I'm probably gonna keep it on its highest setting and just always charging. All right, and then we'll set up the other one. Now the one important thing is, will it kick back on in the morning when the sun comes out? If it runs out of power, we'll see. We'll come out here in the morning. But let me get the other one set up. This one was quicker and easier because I was like, I don't even need to put the bracket on the back of the panel if I'm just sliding it up in that bar. Now, this is my south-facing window. South-facing side of the greenhouse, so it gets full sun. I can feel this breeze here, and just really just trying to keep it low because I want the air moving down low for the plants. Yep, this is pretty good. And the great thing is there's still enough leeway with the cord where I can put it right up close on these plants that are probably going to need it the most, the tomatoes and the cucumbers. So I can bring this fan in a lot closer directly there. Yes, for the win. The last thing I want to do is scout out that elderberry and see if it is on this side of the fence line or... Okay, I see it. It is on the inside of the food forest fence line, which is actually preferable because I've done a lot to clean that out on the other side of the fence and didn't get too much back here. So I see it, and that is part of tomorrow's task. I'll zoom in. It's that thick fella right there. And what we're going to do, I see 1, 2. We are going to take those out, cut them all the way down, and then cut them into cuttings to place in more desirable locations in the food. Preferably just moving it further up along this fence line that I've cleared, so they will be easy to harvest while we're in the food forest. I want to take a look at this soil. We did our beneficial nematodes. Now I know this soil holds water. We've seen that earlier. Looks very dried out. Hopefully they've just kind of moved in. But if I dug in this, it would be pretty wet soil. Anyway, that too is for tomorrow, because we will be mulching with wood chips all of the tree guilds. And the great thing about the wood chips that I was loading up on the trailer, the last of our chip drop wood chips, is that they've got a lot of moisture in them because they've been rained on. So that'll help add some moisture and cover and protect the soil. So that is it for today, April 7th, 2026. What a day, what a day. Okay, there are several things that I want to work on in the food forest today. One is I want to cut down this elderberry so I can create some cuttings. It's just too inaccessible in this corner that gets a lot of overgrowth. And once it's in bloom, I'm unable to harvest over here. So we are going to cut it down. Because it's on the fence line, I can't even really like dig it up. So we're just going to cut it down and grab some cuttings from it. And it's elderberry, it'll always grow back. Oh, man. It's thorny over here, y'all. Trying to get away from the thorns. Thorny, thorny, thorny. Thorns. All right. We got it. Whoops. We got it. And we're gonna make some great cuttings out of this. There's another there. I'm gonna try and see if I can grab that other one as well. Let's get away from the thorns here. Okay, if I can get all this elderberry, that'll be great. Thorns. This is the area that jacked me up last time. I had thorns everywhere. And I see new growth on these wild blackberry. So what'll happen is I'll get over here and this stuff will get in my hair. All right, let's see if we can get this smaller one here out of the thorn, and there's this big other major one here that I really, really want. You. Cut it. And it's falling. Come on. Ah, this is a big one. Got it. We got it. It's got new growth on it. So this is gonna make us so many cuttings of elderberry. All right, that's the first task. The next task is to get this cardboard down and these wood chips down. So I'm gonna put the cardboard down where the grass is growing, and then kind of weigh it down with some rocks that are around, and then just start putting wood chips on these tree guilds. As usual, I have underestimated the amount of time that I need to do this. I knew I was not going to be able to get all the mulch spread out here, but I underestimated how much time it would take to do each guild. I'm still working on this one guild, and I probably should have started with the apple trees over there where I wanted to start, because that's where I'm going to be placing those blueberry raised beds. But let me bring you in here to what I'm doing. So the grass that's growing closest to the tree guilds, I am placing cardboard. I actually had some packing paper that I wanted to use just to get it out of the way, and that's working really, really well as an initial barrier. I would definitely recommend investing in that and wetting it, because it's pliable, more pliable than the cardboard. You guys saw I wet the cardboard earlier and it's completely dried by now. But the packing paper, at least in order to, you know, get the wood chips down on top of it, is working really, really well. So I'm placing the cardboard, putting the wood chips in front. I've only got maybe about an hour left to work out here. So what's going to end up happening after I finish this guild, I'm going to move over to our two eldest apple trees in that guild over there, or our three eldest apple trees, and work on those, because I want to place these raised beds that I've assembled for blueberries over there. I know we've got three blueberry bushes, and so they're going to go in between those, 1, 2, and then because man, it gets so boggy over there, I have to rethink that. I think it'll be okay because it is a raised bed, so we'll have 1 in between there, and then 2, and then the third one kind of over this way. All right, let me continue. Forgot to mention, the other thing I'm doing is coming in with the wood chips around what I have intentionally put out here. So this is that creeping thyme, and so I've just extended the wood chips out and around that. The same for the onions that we have over here. I'm taking a slight break. I took a slight break from finishing this one guild. I do want to come and cover that chunk of cardboard and also do our little wood chip ring around our other onion. But so it kind of looked better of me kind of clearing my trailer off. I set the blueberry rings, raised beds, where I want them to go. So I did here because there happened to be like a, I don't know, wood chip spill or anything or something here that suppressed the grass in this area. So I've got our cardboard down, and then here, and before I leave, I'm going to make sure to just put a couple of shovelfuls of the wood chips inside of there as well. Our other one here and here, sort of the final connection between these three tree guilds of apple, apple, and apple. We've got, I want to say this one is Granny Smith, this one I think is Arkansas Black, and this one over here is Golden Delicious. I did also bring some labels to put on them, but I don't know if we have time for that today. Let me look at our apple over here just to make sure. Uh-oh, I have to remember to watch where I'm stepping because I've got those onions over here. So it's looking really well. It needs some pruning, which I'm not going to do. Normally you would kind of prune anything that is growing inside of the tree, so there are a couple of branches that could go. I think This one here could go, this one, at least this part of it could go, and then that one. But since, you know, the tree's just waking back up and they were really in poor condition, I'm just gonna let it be this year, and then we'll work on pruning at the end of the season. So I'm also getting the rest of the cardboard off of the trailer because I'd like to leave here with this trailer empty, even if I'm not able to put the wood chips on it. We've got a lot of rocks here that I can use to weigh it down. So when I get back, this is looking like one of those jobs that I'm just gonna have to hire some help with. We have a friend who has a hired hand that she uses, and he has a little tractor, and I think that might be worth hiring for a day to move the rest of that wood mulch and have it, you know, dumped over here, and then I can at least spread it out. So I'm gonna look into that. But I'm going to finish up, get some cardboard over here to suppress that ring, and then continue doling out wood chips. We'll see what it looks like. I'm finished with this guild for now. This is going to have some herbs in here, mainly the ones that I don't want in ground, like mint, that would take over, but I also want to do the work of repelling pests and critters. So I've got some wood chips here at the bottom, mostly just trying to keep things stable. We're expecting some rain, thankfully, in a few days to water some of these things in. So like I said, I did come in and put wood chips around the few items that I planted out here, including the creeping thyme. I'm glad to see that this is really bouncing back because there was a lot of water out here. But like I said, it does drain, and our onions are also perking up. So I went ahead again and put a ring of wood chips around where the onions are. So we're moving out from the main structures into these smaller circles around here, and we have this one. I just thought it might be worthwhile to take a few minutes and take the elderberry cuttings now, because what can happen is I can haul this up towards the house and not get around to doing it. So I've started taking some cuttings, and I'm glad I did that because my first few that I cut, this was dead wood. So I started cutting the ones that actually have leaves on them, and you can see the cambium green layer means it's alive. Elderberry is very hardy and resilient, and I've seen people just stick them in the ground, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick them in the ground right over there with the other elderberry that I purchased. So I took some cuttings, but then I was like, let me see if this entire tree will root if I put it in. I don't know. I'm deliriously trying stuff. We'll stick in those other actual cuttings along here. So I really did just kind of stick them in. We've got the tree, different sizes, elderberry row. Hopefully some will take. All right, I have got to be done for the day. We got a lot done. So we've extended our mulch barrier. You can see the original one here. So we've brought it out. Probably we've doubled the circumference laying down more cardboard to suppress some of the weeds that had started to come around that original circumference of mulch. So we've suppressed them on this side. We'll come back again and do the same thing for that side. But even just getting that cardboard covered up makes a big difference in the appearance of things. It felt like I just wasn't getting enough done, and now it really looks like I've gotten a lot done with installing all 4 of these raised beds. And again, that one, and that one are going to be for blueberries, and the one way in the back is going to have some mint and some other herbs. The plan for these tree guilds, we've got onions and a little plot of creeping thyme in each one, is to continue to extend the wood chip mulch, ideally to the entire circumference of the guild, and then just push it back when we want to put herbs and things in the ground and companion plants to the guild. So there we have it. And now it is definitely time to go.